I'm here with Eilon Reshef, CTO and co-founder of Gong. Gong is a conversational intelligence platform that uses AI to record, transcribe, and analyze B2B sales calls and help companies sell more. Thank you for being here. Eilon, I want to be able to ask you, some say that, the world has all the data out there in the public, all of the algorithms out there, and all the compute power that's available. How can you actually build a company around artificial intelligence?
Well, it's a great question, man. The biggest challenge for a company in terms of applying machine learning to something useful is applying the wisdom or the smartness in machine learning to its own data. Mm-hmm. And in most cases, 9 out of 10 cases, the company's got data that, between you and I, it's garbled. It's 90% of that is almost data and partially data.
Yeah.
And it's all about how do you get the right data into the right algorithm and the right innovative set of tools that spits out eventually something that brings value to the organization, to its people, and so on.
Yeah. And then, can you talk just a second about, some of the successes that you've seen being able to kind of put those elements together?
Sure. So for us as a sales intelligence platform, one of the decisions we made early on was we analyze sales conversation and give companies advice on what works and what doesn't. Mm-hmm. And for us, a big decision early on was we're going to record the conversations on behalf of our customers. So if somebody has a WebEx conversation, we're going to join in, record a conversation, analyze it. Mm-hmm. And that enabled us to sort of leapfrog this whole idea of where do we get the calls from? Where is the data coming from? We own this collection process, and now we can fully own the analysis of it and the machine learning on top of it.
Well, it sounds like also that's something that's different than what was kind of said from a lot of these pundits is the data you have was proprietary data. It was customers' calls themselves. So that sounds like that was a very big asset to be able to create that for your application.
Absolutely. So I think people nowadays like to talk about modes and other buzzwords, but in the end of the day, having your own piece of the data, your own area where the data is quote unquote yours, it's customers, but it's yours as a vendor,
yep,
is critical. Because if you're applying machine learning algorithm one on here's 10 data sets, anybody can eventually do that. It's very hard to differentiate just on a core algorithm.
Gotcha. Maybe just the last question is just if you have any advice to startups out there that are thinking about leveraging AI to be their competitive advantage, is there any advice that you'd be able to give them?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that companies should look at. One of them is look at a vertical solution or at a problem that's owned by a single function within the organization. I don't know if it's going to be HR. We look at sales organizations, marketing organizations. There's tons of them, agriculture for that matter. If you look at a specific domain, you can more easily create value. And the other thing, we talked about the data a little bit. So make sure A, you own the data, and B, build some sort of a process around it so that you're in the heart of the organization versus just an external analysis tool that can be replaced every other day.
Gotcha.
So if you can do it all, if you're the engine that drives the process within a certain vertical market or organization, you've won the war.
It's great. Thanks for that advice.